Mr. Chadi Diab is Amina Territory Faculty and the head of Clinical Skills and Simulation Center at King's University, Chad.
It's working, right? Good morning, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank our chairman, Dr. Yasser, for introducing me. It's an honor for me as well that I'll be introduced by him. I would like to thank you all for being here. On behalf of our CSSC team, on behalf of our chairman, Madad Group, I would like to thank the AHA people from top management, organizer, everybody, to giving us a chance to be here with you today. So what I'm going to talk about today is about our event during March 2019. So during March 2019, we were planning to do some events, but when I started preparing for this presentation, I was trying to select a title for it. So first of all, I was thinking Pride and Glory Journey. Then my wife told me, is it a narcissism or ego to choose such a title? Okay, I stepped back. Then I thought about another title, which is March Outbreak. So I hope at the end of this presentation, you will help me to select the title for it. Okay. So who was here last year? I think you remember when we present the achievement of March 2018, and the last question in the presentation was it worth it or not? And it was yes, it's worth it. Because all what we did, it's still much less than one life only. Okay, so we ended up the last year presentation, then the question was, what next? I remember Mrs. Lindsay asked me last year, okay, Shadi, good job you and the guys, what you are going to do next year? So that was my facial expression after her question. Oops, what we did. The expectations are getting higher, so what to do next? And the problem is, she asked me the same question during the lunch. I don't know why. So I went back home still hungry because I didn't complete my lunch. I started thinking what we are going to do next to meet the expectation. So today we'll not sit for lunch together. Okay? Good. So at that moment, myself, our chairman, the team, we start thinking really what we are going to do. And why we are going to do it. We had a lot of meetings, brainstorming, why we are going to do this. So is it because our commitment to the community service? Or maybe because our eager to success? Or maybe because we taste the flavor of life-saving last year? Or maybe all together? So that time we really were confused. We want to do something to make a difference. And it's not easy to make a decision. We used Talas technique. What's Talas technique? We got confused, thinking what to do. Either we do it this way or that way, this is our target or not. Is it two hands technique? Or maybe two fingers technique? We don't know. So what we did next, it's what we teach people to do in BLS. We look around and we called for help. Luckily, the help was available that time and responded immediately. The help, it was Madad. What's Madad? Madad, it's a group of volunteers among the country of Saudi Arabia. They are young guys, all of them from the health colleges, health field, and they are committed to community service as a volunteer in all the cities of the country. And they jump in and said, we want to be part of this. And we want to work with you guys. And that time we start working and having a lot of meetings to see what we are going to do and how to plan and how to prepare. So we start the phase of planning and preparation. we start planning what we are going to do, where to do it, and what is our target. And we left the target open because we decide, okay, sky is the limit. Let's do whatever we can do, and even a little more, and let's see where to go. We start assigning or planning how many teams we need, what are the cities that we are going to cover, and how many team leaders, how many supervisors, so we make a general plan for that. Then we start the preparation. So here it comes the preparation phase. We start recruiting the volunteers from all the cities of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And one difficult part, it was train the trainers. And by the way, the leaders in Madad group are all health educators in their colleges. So we start recruiting the people and we train them how to make sure they are doing the basic skills of CPR, hands-on CPR, and how they transfer this information and skills to the community later on. Then we start preparing the equipments. We needed a lot of equipments, mannequins, AEDs, and so on. All we start preparing before March. Then advertisement. The advertisement, it was about we have to go to the schools, to the malls, to the entities that we are going to train, and that was not easy because you have a lot of formal communications, formal issues. It's a long process. Sometimes you get refused to enter some schools, or you get approval but it's delayed, or even if you get approval, you need to put a schedules, and these schedules should fit both the trained bodies and the trainers as well. So after preparing and planning, of course we were like having almost daily meetings to arrange and start working on the project. Then I will talk a little bit about the resources that we used for March 2019. First of all, it was the human resources, which is the majority, it was from Madad teams. We had overall 637 volunteers. They were working day and night during March. The majority of them from Madad group. And we have also other volunteers from other health colleges, medical residents, medical interns, and students. And by the way, the leaders of Madad group are here. Can you raise your hands up? Guys, thank you very much. And we have, or we used equipments, we used 465 mannequins. It's a big amount. And thank you, Dr. Yasser, for approving this amount of mannequins. AEDs, we bought 15, or we used 15 AEDs, and we used choking mannequins. Why we use AEDs and choking mannequin? Because it's hands-only CPR. Because all the schools that they give us extra time for training, we give them extra training, not only hands-only CPR. So we give them about choking, about using AEDs, sometimes about first aid skills, if the time permits. So during March 2019, we spent more than 1,115 hours of training during 1 month. The structure, it was briefly as follows. Under the CSSC, we have 8 supervisors working in direct contact with us. Each supervisor has with him 7 team leaders, and each team leader has 10 to 14 members with him or with her, and they were distributed among the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So in the field, we have a training in Riyadh, it was the majority of training in Riyadh, and other 14 cities in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So the training was ongoing in parallel shape. We have a different training going at the same time in different schools, different cities, morning time, afternoon time, and sometimes evening time, and some events or malls as well. In the beginning of the 3rd week of March, that time we were able to train 45% of the total number that we finished up with. So, believe me when I tell you, our training, it was spread among the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia like a virus. It's a positive virus, the virus of training. And who are the bodies that were affected in this virus? It was, the majority of them were schools. So we had 223 schools were trained during March 2019, and we had 29 malls, we had 16 events, 18 colleges, and we have governmental entities so we cover all this area during 1 month as well. So what are the challenges? Of course, there was a lot of challenges in this huge event. The first thing, the resources, because you need a human resource and you need the logistic resources, which is not easy. Yes, we get a lot of mannequins. It was challenging to have it all before starting the training. We have the official communication and scheduling, as I mentioned earlier. It's not easy. You need to go to each school sometimes, to the Ministry of Education sometimes, to the administration of the malls to get approval, and it was taking a long time. Train of the trainers, again, it was challenging because it was a short time before March. We have to finish all the training. Step backs from both sides. The trained bodies and the volunteers, sometimes for personal reason, they step back, which is we had to reschedule it or replace them on spot or on time, and also it was very challenging. Long distances, because we were training in all the cities of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we have to keep controlling the training, communicating with our team leaders in all the cities, which is it wasn't easy. And by the way, we have a team for communication, we have a team for data collection, and we had a team responsible for shipping the equipment from city to other and make sure doing inventories for all the equipment. So recommendation to success, based on what we have, definitely early planning, early preparation are crucial to success in such event. So we try to plan early, we try to prepare early, but still, if we do it earlier, we will do it much better. Because you know the obstacles, you know the limitation ahead of time, and you can overcome that. Target the key people and entities. So one of the suggestions that we might have when you go to the areas or the entities that you are going to train, you need to target key people. For example, if you go to the Ministry of Education, it's much better to reach one key person there, better than you go to each school and to get approval, because this is in one memo, will be distributed in this area or in this country, and makes your life easier and you can access the schools easier. External support as a sponsors, because maybe sometimes we are talking here about financial, non-financial, because this is life-saving. Yes, why not? We can use the financial support from other entities to save lives. Our goal is saving lives. So what if we get a sponsor and we use it in a good way to get benefit of it in saving lives? Allied parties like, and this is really I'm looking for next year, if we are going to do it next year, why don't we share it or share with other training centers? It's not a one-man show. I do my efforts, the other centers, they're doing their efforts. Why don't mix it up? And the outcome, it will be much better and great impact. So, at the end, we ended up in March 2019, we were able to train 101,000 trainees in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in 1 month. So, the majority, it was in Riyadh, about 73,000, and the other 14 cities, it's around 27,000. So we finished this part, and after that, after all the exhaust that we had, all the sweat, the time and the money that we spent, our family's time was compromised, and sleepless time that we had, we said all together, okay guys, let's sit back, let's relax, we are done. It was a great offer, thank you, and we are done. And here, we closed the door of March 2019 activity, And by the way, this video here, when we close this door, the guys were closing the door at 6:30 a.m. after a long day and night, calculating the data and the numbers that we work on, because Zahra keep pushing us, she needs the number. So they're still awake. They're still awake, really the whole day and night, until we close it. And we said, okay, we're done. We're done. And this door is closed and chapter finished. Then after that, we figure out that there is another chapter was just opened and hopefully will not be closed at all. This chapter, it was this beautiful boy when he was saved by this gentleman. So, Mr. Salim Shibani, who is here today and he's going to talk more maybe about it, he was receiving the training during March 2019. And after 2 weeks of his training, he faced a case of 2-year-old boy drowning, is not breathing, cyanotic, and arrested. He jumped in and he started doing CPR for a couple of minutes, and fortunately, the boy's life was saved. And they are okay, I think this is says enough, right? Okay, so we realized that numbers don't count all the time. It's important, but if you train one person and he saves life, it's like you train 1 million and save one life. So for us, we say numbers only don't count. What counts is the human life really counts. Advanced life, it counts. So at the end, I would like to say, Mr. Salim, thank you. You made us proud. You made a glory of life-saving story. Thank you very much. And thank you for listening to me. Thank you.